Our next nominee, John Bedell, a senior at Yukon High School, has already been through more life-changing events than most of us can imagine. As a freshman, doctors found a tumor in his brain. And as a sophomore, he suffered temporary memory loss after a serious accident. Instead of being discouraged, John started his own charity for kids in the hospital and finds any way he can to give back to his community. John is also involved in FCA, National Honor Society, and tutors younger students during his free time.
John is involved with so many different things in our school. I mean, just off the top of my head, without looking at his resume, National Honor Society, academic tutoring, leadership, student council. So he's earned the respect of his peers as great as any student I've ever dealt with.
He got hurt in I believe our first scrimmage that we had, and it was one of those deals where we didn't think anything about it, and then about 4 or 5 hours later I get a call that he's in the hospital and that it was very serious and that he was possibly going to have surgery. It ended up where John was unable to play football again.
They thought I had a concussion, and they ended up diagnosing me with severe hydrocephalus. I didn't really know what that was at the time. I had like 60 pounds of pressure on my brain, and the doctor comes and talks to me, you know what, your life's going to change a lot because of this. We found an inoperable tumor in your brain, and since it's in that part of your brain, I mean, there's really nothing we can do. This whole time, I was struggling with, am I going to be bitter? Am I going to lash out at the people that love me? And lash out at the God that loves me and has given me everything I have? Or am I going to take this as an opportunity and as a blessing from God to give me a testimony so that I can make a difference in other people's lives?
And he was instrumental in helping to pass a bill at Boys State to preserve life-saving umbilical cord blood. And I believe that even went on to the Oklahoma legislature and was being considered there. And also he founded an organization that provided books and toys and games for hospitalized children because he knew the loneliness and the many empty hours that children in the hospital have when they have a very lengthy illness.
My own personal community service is a little program that I developed with a few of my friends called Heart to Heart. After I got out of the hospital and I saw how many people cared for me and gave up their own time to help me with when I needed things done, because I know from personal experience that it's pretty tough to be in there for hours and hours and days and not have anything to do and just sit there in your bed. But if it's just a teddy bear or something to distract you, a book or a movie, then you can really get your mind off that stuff for a much more positive experience. All my community service is centered around that I've been blessed, and it's my duty to go out and make a difference in other people's lives like they have in mine.
Yeah, bringing toys and movies and video games to the hospital is something that John came up with on his own. He just called me up one day, asked for an opportunity to come out and introduce himself and visit with us, and shared with us his idea of giving back to the hospital in that way. And again, that has been something that's been very beneficial for our patients.
I found out, just how many people need help and just how much one person can do to make a difference in their lives. Like, it's unbelievable just going in there and you see the look on the kids' faces when you give them the little stuffed teddy bear because, their parents are working all day and he's in the hospital by himself. I mean, it's so humbling, and at the same time, it just makes you feel so good about yourself to go out there and make a difference in these kids' lives.
I think that he has become even stronger, even a more remarkable young man because of overcoming adversity, and it's given him a kindness and compassion for others.
I've known John probably 8 to 10 years. John is different from any student I've probably ever worked with. It's in 27 years. But John always goes above and beyond what's asked of him. He's so polite, he's so courteous, but he's also very funny. He's fun to be around. And I just haven't been around someone his age that always wants to know what else you need to have done, what else he can do to help. I think that's just an outstanding trait, especially for students today.